Okay, this is Chef Charles Detmering, and this is a video I promised you guys to reinforce what I taught at the Culinary Summit in South Tech, which we had a great time there, by the way. I just wanted you to know that. So I'm going to go over again the main points that we discussed in the class about knife skills. Now, we talked about two big principles. The first one being the power triangle. Remember, it's where your body is straight and square to the board, and you relax, your knees are bent, which you can't see, but you're going to bend your knees, relax, and your arms are in this position, okay? Not in this position, not hunched over the board, but you're standing erect over the board with your arms in this position. This is the power triangle we talked about, okay? That's the first major principle. I'll go over a couple others after this. Then we're going to talk about a grip. Remember, I mentioned the grip, and that is what I call the tennis grip or the handshake grip, where instead of holding the blade like this or like this, which is unstable and tiring after a very short time, you hold the blade with your forefinger like this and your thumb like this, so you have a much stronger and firmer grip, which gives you much greater control, and it gives you a longer lasting grip. All right. Then we're going to talk about how we're going to not use our eyes as a way of making the cut, but using our hands. So I'm going to reverse the blade a little bit so you can see. Remember I talked about how the blade, this side, actually comes in contact with your first knuckle. Now, some people use this knuckle. That's okay. I prefer the first knuckle. So my knuckle is in contact with this blade and is actually guiding my cut. It moves, and when it moves, my blade moves with it. And that is how you maintain consistency and can gain speed. All right. Now, so we're going to actually, we're going to dice and julienne this onion, and we're going to do a potato using those methods. First, the dice. Okay, special secret, I'm not cutting all the way through. It helps maintain the consistency of the cut and also keeps all my sliced pieces together, so it's easy to cut this way. All right, so there's your dice. Now for julienne, the same action. Going forward. Then we have julienne. All right, so that's how you're going to dice an onion. Okay, so we're going to dice and julienne this potato now. Potatoes are a little bit stiffer, a little different. So we're creating the first side. Second side. Finish with the dice. Okay, nice little dice there. Now we're going to julienne. Similar cut. First side. Now the actual julienne cut. There you go. Julienne, diced potato. Now, I want to reinforce the fact that, again, mise en place is important. You're putting together everything you need, the knife, the onions, the cleaning apparatus, the towel, the sanitizer to clean your board. All these things are in place and ready to go. You're prepared. You have your uniform on. You're prepared physically and mentally. All these things are to go into your mise en place. Never forget your mise en place. The other thing I want to mention to you as well is I want to show you why it's so important to maintain this posture. In boxing or in any kind of defense, your power comes from your feet up through your hips. Right? If you're in this position, the power that is generated, the real power that is generated from your hips is lost. But in this position, holding a knife, your power is now coming from your hips. Every time you move, when you're moving your arms, The power to do that and be consistent is now coming from the proper place. Your center of your body, your torso and your abdomen all support your body, and they create the power that's necessary to be effective in throwing a punch. Well, that's what you're doing with your knife. You're actually throwing a punch each time you cut. So this is very important. So that's your tip of the day. To maintain this posture is to create the kind of power you need to be effective and consistent with your cuts. And also it helps you with your endurance as well. So there you have it. There's a reinforcement of what we talked about in the class. Continue to use this video as a reminder and explore other ways of cutting and things like that. And ask any questions and we'll come back with more videos. Have a great day. And it was a great time with the class and hope to see you again.